3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from grindinggeargames. Welcome to our live stream. We have a busy lineup today with announcements for Pathofexile 2, as well as the exclusive reveal of Pathofexile Necropolis, which launches on March 29th. For the first time ever, we'll be releasing
29.
on all platforms, PC, Mac, and console. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so make sure you follow the instructions below in order to claim your suffering back attachment. Today's stream will start with Pathofexile 2, where Jonathan will show you our latest announcements. Mark will then take you on a deep dive into the new Pathofexile Necropolis Challenge League, which launches in 1 week. He'll cover the league mechanics, its deep crafting system, large endgame changes, some improvements to the core Pathofexile campaign, and finally some quality of life features. We'll then show you our new supporter packs, and we'll head into a live Q&A session where Ziggy D will ask us...
Zase Ziggy D. Zase Ziggy D.
We'll drop the full patch notes.
Okay, takže full patch notes budou po streamu.
It's time to chat about PoE 2 again. It's only been a few months since we talked about the Mercenary, and yet even since then, a huge amount has changed. When we announced the Mercenary, we also showed off a lot of the new capabilities that our engine has around animation and character control.
Jako vypadá to k***sky dobře tohleto.
But there are a lot of other more subtle things going on to make it feel good too. Well, in recent times we've only been showing off new character classes, but one thing I've been really excited about is to go back and apply all the new ideas and capabilities that we have to our old classes too. Today I'd like to show off the Ranger, and I hope that you guys like what you see.
Ranger. Nová ukázečka.
I've lived in this forest all my life. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that a ranger must never miss.
Dobrý sniper bullseye.
A beast will hunt you. But it is the cruelty of man I fear. There is no truly escaping the count.
Snipe.
Your sentence is to be hanged from the neck until dead. Let your souls feed the first ones, and your bodies feed the land. After her!
Poison, jasně. Ty charge shoty.
This exile has changed me. No more running. No more fear.
Nebezpečný týpek. Dala mu dobrý stuňák. Na mountovi, jo, pěkný.
Let this be a warning, Gianor. I'm coming for you next.
Ranger, hodně dobrý, vypadá to prostě dobře ta hra jako. Vypadá to luxusně úplně.
Let the hunt begin.
When we started to work on the Ranger, we knew we had to make a class with high agility. The dream of fast bow gameplay is Legolas, so that's what we wanted to
Legolas, oh boy, Legolas.
moving while shooting a bow. Any kind of basic arrow skill can be fired while moving, with a movement penalty. This immediately
To je dobře.
a lot more freedom on the battlefield. Here, I'm starting each battle with a poison burst arrow to poison groups of enemies, then using a lightning arrow to arc lightning around larger packs. For even more mobility, we also have a variety of skills that involve vaulting around the battlefield too.
Jako, že vlastně, takže když nedostaneš ten,
Shoots a freezing arrow at the ground.
jako úplnej movement stop, když castíš je luxusní, že můžeš castit za běhu s nějakou penalty.
Were frozen. It'd be nice to have some way to take advantage of that extra time. This is where Snipe comes in. Snipe is a skill shot that you need to charge up and release at exactly the right time.
OK, takže zafreezuješ miniony a pak je snipneš.
To produce a critical strike, and does a small AoE as well, so it's a great finisher.
OK.
You can also move
Docela dostává bídu.
skills too. This skill is Lightning Rod. It shoots an arrow into the air that sticks into the ground and does a small AoE. Once the rods are in the ground though, they attract any arcs of lightning that are nearby, causing them to explode again. This means you can stack up a bunch of lightning rods on the ground and bounce lightning between them, doing way more damage. Now this
No.
packs pretty well, but for bigger enemies I'd like
To mi
to
zase tak dobrý nepřijde, no. Přesně.
too. This skill is Stormcaller Arrow. Using it sticks an arrow into an enemy. After
Ale detonating arrow.
a lightning bolt comes from the sky and strikes them.
Hele, detonating arrow.
Chance to shock them. And shocked enemies take 30% more damage from all sources. If something big walks along, it's a good idea to throw one of these at them first to enhance your damage before following up with the other combo. Now, if I
Takže
really want to enhance
skill gemy, jasně.
things I could do using our support gem system. Skills in Path of Exile are granted by items called skill gems. Each skill gem has colored
Skill gemy,
These sockets are for other items called support gems. Support gems modify your skills, and it's where a huge amount of the customization of your character comes from. First, I'm going to take this multiple projectile support gem. I could add it to my lightning arrow, and it would fire multiple arrows. This would increase the number of targets I can hit, but that isn't the effect that I'm after. If I add it to my lightning rod skill
Takže bude mít prostě víc rodek, jasně.
group of rods, this means that I don't spend as much time setting up before I can use it with my lightning arrow combo.
To je kombíčko úplný. Jo, jako vypadá to zatím dobře.
I might also add faster projectiles to make the lightning rods land faster too. Now next up I'm going to grab this chain support gem. Chaining causes many effects to repeat on new targets when you hit them. If I add it to my lightning arrow, it will cause the arcs that come out of lightning arrow to strike even more targets, rippling along my line of lightning rods for huge amounts of damage.
No, tak tohle to už vypadá líp, než když to měl bez těch support gemů.
Now I think we can use support gems to improve Stormcaller Arrow as well. Let's start simple. I'm going to chuck less duration on here. This will cause the lightning from the sky to strike a bit faster. Next up we have a support called Shock Proliferation.
A proliv, klasický proliv. No jo.
The shock jump to nearby enemies, meaning they'll take the extra damage as well.
Dává smysl, prostě víc AOEčka.
It's not going to proc on every single pack, but when it does, a pack will go down ultra quick.
Ultra quick,
Another useful empowering skill is Barrage. Barrage is one of the rare cooldown skills in PoE 2. It enhances whatever your next attack is to fire 3 times. With what we have here, I think it might be a good idea to use it with Lightning Arrow. It'll generate 3 times as many lightning explosions. You could also use it at just the right moment with Snipe, or any number of other skills depending on what effect you need more of right now.
No,
And can be used in a range of situations.
dobrý snipe.
Now, even as mobile as the Ranger is, it's still very useful to slow monsters down, and a Ranger certainly has quite a few tools to do this. If you're prepared to get up close and personal, we have a skill called Electrocuting Rod. First, jump over the enemy and shoot it into them. Once the rod's in place, any lightning damage they take will build up a special electrocute gauge. Once the gauge is full, the monster is totally suppressed, allowing you to kill them easily.
Ok, takže to je prostě klasický nějaký metr, který
When you use electrocuting
ty bosse nebo ty mobky
rod, electrocute them.
jako stanne.
Another
Ok.
support gem I could add to my lightning arrow to fix this problem.
Nějaká taková posture nebo něco podobného.
Electrocute enemies. If the skill it's attached to puts them over 50% of their electrocute bar, it will trigger instantly.
Ale jak tam stojí a dostává ty šoky, ne? Ok, tak to je dobrý. Jako docela dostává ten týpek. Teď vím, že ještě žije, jo.
Now this skill works really well for suppressing a single large enemy, but I'd like to improve my crowd control ability for groups as well. I'm going to add a support gem called Frozen Nexus to my Frost Escape. This makes an area of chilled ground around frozen enemies. I'll also add Deep Freeze to it as well, which will make the freezes last a bit longer. Now when I use my Frost Escape on that front enemy, others nearby are slowed down.
Alright.
I had a way to slow enemies down when they're farther away from me as well. So this would be a great time to start getting into the ranger's poison and plant-based skill set. To start with, let's have a look at Vine Arrow.
Ok, jak je chytí, ne? Jak je drží?
Yeah, that creates a small plant where it lands.
To je cool teda.
Sends out tendrils to nearby enemies, slowing them down and poisoning them. But it does have another function too. If the plant gets further poisoned, it transfers that poison to the monsters it's attached to. Normally you would only be able to get one stack of poison on a monster at a time, but you can put as much poison as you want on this plant. You could just use the plant to slow monsters down and not worry about the poison part. But if you want to go all in on poison, this is the way to do it. Now if you do want to focus on poisons more, another useful skill is Poison Bloom Arrow. This skill creates these plant pustules on the ground. If you wait a little while, they'll explode. Just like any other plant skill, these plants respond well to poison.
Jako musím říct, že ta variace těch nepřátel je tady jako hodně dobrá. Prostě není to, že tady jdeš a máš tady jednoho nepřítele, ale máš jich tam vodost víc, což je jako hodně dobrý.
I can also add the Pierce support to Poison Burst Arrow. Doing this will mean I get multiple poison bursts as it goes through each monster.
Je to prostě klasika, nějaký poison build s tím, že prostě dáváš na zem něco ve smyslu trap a když ti přes to monstrum přejde, tak prostě dostane čočku.
Gas Cloud Arrow. This skill shoots the ground and creates a cloud of gas that continuously...
Jasně, poison, jasně.
Throw your plants down, then put a gas cloud on top. The constant poisoning will make them grow. Another poison-related
What?
we have on the ranger is called Plague Bearer. This is a reservation
F in the chat.
that uses spirit. When I enable it, I get this counter that counts up whenever I apply poison to a monster. You can see the counter on the skill increasing as each new monster is poisoned. Now I'm going to fight these monsters and make sure to poison them as much as I can to build up the counter. It does take quite a while to get the counter up to 100%, but it's worth it. Whenever
teda.
I use, I can unleash the poison in a big explosion around my character.
Okay, takže prostě nastakuješ si poison a pak prostě dáš AOEčko. Okay, klasika, nic jako zase úplně speciálního.
Classic. Rain of arrows.
No jo.
Shoot a bunch of arrows in the sky and they rain down for a short time. It's decent AoE and damage at long range. Now this skill doesn't last too long, but we can change that. It's time to introduce frenzy charges.
Ale frenzy, hele.
Charges are used for a variety of skills on the ranger, but with Rain of Arrows they can be used to extend the duration. How do we get some though? Here we have a skill called Sniper's Mark. Put it on an enemy and it will grant you a frenzy charge when you crit them. Now remember that snipe skill from earlier? That skill guarantees a critical hit. So first we Sniper's Marked an enemy, then we sniped them. And after that, the next Rain of Arrows will last a really, really long time.
To jako docela dlouho to prší teda, no, ten Rain of Arrows.
We still have some weaknesses though. While Rain of Arrows hits enemies with a ton of arrows, each one doesn't do much damage individually. It would be nice if we had a way to break the armor on enemies so that Rain of Arrows dealt more damage. Thankfully, we have this corrode.
To by bylo pěkný, kdybychom mohli zničit jejich armor.
Corrode armor causes poison to erode the armor on targets until it's all gone. This will significantly increase the damage that Rain of Arrows does against armored targets. Oh yeah, and one more thing about gas clouds. They can be detonated with explosions.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
Jasně, což je cool, prostě Poison Fire dělá výbuch. Makes sense.
Now, because monsters and gas clouds are likely to have their armor broken, I think there's another useful combo we can do. This is an exploit weakness support. This support provides extra bonus damage to targets that have their armor broken.
Měl jsem o něj strach teďkon.
Going on here.
Jako ten gameplay v té poje dvojce je takovej, nebo aspoň co jsem zatím viděl, je takovej spíš víc metodický, než v té jednice, kde prostě jedeš zoom, zoom, zoom. Tady je to takový prostě víc metodický. OK. Boss fight. No, jako že by tomu bossovi nějak nakládal, se říct nedá teda. Aha. Aha. Jako ten fight vypadá dobře, ale nevypadá to, že by to byl zrovna nějaký asi nejtěžší fight tohleto na světě. Ale jo, chtěl jsem říct, jestli jako čím méně bude mít HPček, tím tam bude víc abilit a vypadá to, že jo. Je takový bludiště. Okay. No, jako pěkně to soukuje, frajer, ten oheň. Kill swiftly, not bad, not bad.
But oh yeah, there was one more thing. The mount. Check this out.
Přesně, já jsem viděl mounted combat, no.
Yes, you can ride a rower. While riding the rower, you can shoot arrows with no movement penalty. It's pretty overpowered. You can also use your vaulting skills to jump right off the rower's back. Once the rower doesn't have a rider, it starts attacking monsters, so he's nice to have around, even if you're not riding him. That said, if you are riding, don't get hit. If you take a heavy stun while on a rower, you'll fall off, and it takes a while to get up, so be careful.
So be careful.
Wanted to show you today.
A kde se bereš toho mounta, ale?
Rather unfortunate bit of news. Path of Exile 2's beta is going to be delayed.
Beta bude delayed.
Beta out on June 7th. And while I think we would be able to get the game's content ready in time, we underestimated how long it would take to get gameplay polished to a standard that we're happy with. We're still going to be doing alpha testing in June, but we're going to be delaying the beta until later in the year. I don't have an exact date for you today, but it should be towards the end of the year.
Že až na konci roku, jo.
Path of Exile 1, of course,